Hello.
And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I quite like this double act thing we got going on at the beginning. Anyway, and welcome to another episode of the Robbos Gobcast podcast with me and Ryan today. And in the words of the greatest Premier League manager of all time, and I am Ray. And yes,
We're
I'm
bored
carrying on.
now.
I know.
We're bored now.
Until I find another way of doing it, another thing, then I will carry on. Good evening. Um, Welcome to a very disappointing episode um, of the podcast, but in different ways than probably what you think. I'm more disappointed in our fan base than I am the result and the team, um, because of the shit that I've seen. But I had a rant on Instagram Live. If you haven't gone and seen it, go and check it out. If you have, you'll understand where I come from because I've got a lot of feedback from that as well, a lot of positive feedback from it. So please go check that. If not, then probably at some point during this episode, um, I will probably go back onto why I had a rant at some point. But let's get into it. So I recorded the podcast. So I'm all over the place. I'm tired. I haven't had that much sleep. Anyway, so before we get into anything, before we get going, what I would like to say is a couple of things, proper housekeeping things before we get going. Firstly, don't forget to go and follow us on all of our social media pages. The link is down below in the description. Don't forget to go and subscribe to us on YouTube. More subscribers will be a lot more helpful for us so we could grow and get more people onto the channel. As well as that, I did a podcast on my own. I was Jason Derulo on Friday because I was riding solo. If you know that song, that is a tune. It's actually quite a good song though. And then I did one on my own where I talked about who the fuck did we play before? Preston game, and then I did a build up to what I think could happen for the Stoke game that we played on Saturday for you guys that are watching this or listen to this. So today we're going to be discussing the Stoke game a little bit more. There's no Courtney today, but he will be back next week. I spoke to him this morning. He's unavailable today, but he will be back next week. And also, don't forget, tomorrow, when you guys are watching or listening to this on Tuesday, is the very first episode of a new series that we are doing on the podcast. It's series. I think it's going to be. It's not going to have seasons. Cliffhanger in. It's a wrestling podcast where basically the episode that you will listen to on Tuesday is just me and my friend Gulam, Mr. Ali G, as we used to call him. He We sat down and we explained why we love wrestling, who we think is the greatest. If we could build our own Survivor Series team, we spoke about that as well, and it was just a little intro to what we could be doing moving forward. There's a lot more ideas that we will be doing during that podcast as well, and we've got a lot of different things that we will be planning on doing that as well. So, but we just need your guys' help to like, share, comment, give us feedback as well, so we can get your guys' opinions and we can maybe change it up a bit, like we do with this podcast as well. We're listening to what you guys want us to do. We will be implementing it, but we're just trying to find ways of doing that. But me and Ryan and Adam have sat down and we have spoken. And we don't copy anyone else's videos as well when they release stuff, um, or copy anything that anyone else does. Um, but we have sat down and spoke about it. We've come up with ideas. We're just trying to find ways of implementing it. And then you will see a difference to how we grow moving forward. So let's get into it. Ready? Good lad. Right. First up, you predicted a 2-0 win. And let's go through. I think you predicted a 2-0 win, didn't you, in the end? If I'm right.
No, I don't even know.
I don't even know what you did anymore. But let's go through quickly the team selection. And I want to get your opinion on that. So the team selection was Rafael, Estevez, Gibson, Richards, Gibson, Morrison, Reno, Lawrence, Semedo, Yiedom, Pusterdakas, and Lucas Jow. On the bench was Southwood, McIntyre, Watson, Aluko, Tetic, Elise, and Bulldog. When you saw that starting lineup, how did you feel?
What did I think?
Don't know.
I saw it late because I thought it was a 3 o'clock kickoff.
So that I completely forgot as well.
Yeah. No, I thought it was like the other day. I went through. I said it the other day. I went through and just read it that Elise was in there, and then I went back and oh, he's not. So I thought there was a bit of a lack of creativity, but I thought the team was good enough.
So when it come out, it looked like that Estevez was going to play right back, or well, the way I had it was we were going to play 3 at the back, 4 in midfield,
No,
1
I
attacking.
read it. I read it as like a flat 4-4-2, pretty much.
See, I didn't read it as that. I read it as a 3-4-1-2 that I put on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a flat back 4 with Puskas and Zhao dead center and Semedo left wing, basically.
Yeah, that's
roaming
how
around. And Estevez was on the right.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Looking at it, I said on the podcast on Friday I wouldn't drop McIntyre. I didn't understand the criticism of him. He had a poor game. Yeah, I get that. But people criticizing him, yeah, you also need to give them a little bit of criticism as well. They're not, you can't keep immuning them if they make a mistake, even they're through the academy. Someone said to me that I said don't drop to McIntyre because of that, and someone said to me on Twitter that you're only saying that because he's academy. Not at all. When Moore was playing, I said don't drop him because he's one of the leadership in the team. If you look through that team, Raphael, we'll get onto him a little bit more because I wouldn't have moaned about him, but I have my opinion of how selfish people are when they look at things. You look at Zhao, he hasn't done anything the past 2 games. Why not drop him and give Puskas a rest? I'm thinking we've got to think about this logically, not think about it as he's had 1 poor game, let's drop him, they're shit. And what I don't get is the criticism of Gibson of this game as well. He wasn't shit. I thought he actually played pretty well. He just made a mistake. Yeah. He's 20. McIntyre's 21. Estevez also made a mistake, 18. What do you expect them to do? They're not going to be...
Let's go back as well. Gibson, 20, first game at this level. Estevez, 18, third game at this level.
Third game at any proper level, really?
Yeah, no, he's played twice for the.
I think they were bench come-ons. I think I'm not 100%.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And if you look at that as well, and you look at
people make mistakes, it happens.
Do you know what? Exactly, and I agree with you on that. And do you know what? When I saw that, I was like, okay, he's doing the right thing with Elise. I think Courtney said it on the podcast before, and I've agreed with him. Yeah, not only that, he's 18, if I'm right. Maybe he's 18. They need to do to him what Man United doing with Mason Greenwood, where they'll play him a couple games, starting getting him through, get him going, then take him out. Because then he will then be able to watch, grow, listen, do whatever as well at the same time. So I think the way that they're handling Elise is right. But
we're in a position where we can't afford to do that at the moment.
No, but at the same time, if he's absolutely fucking knackered, if he's tired and he can't play, I wouldn't start him because you're at risk of an injury to start off with.
Yeah.
You've just ruined yourself. So I understand. I get it, because to be fair, that first 15, and let's get into the game now. That first 15 minutes, Semedo looked like, maybe not the first 15, actually, majority of the game, Semedo looked like our best player. And and then he proved that with the 2 headers he had in the first 5 minutes, wasn't it? The one that bounced when he should have scored, where he misheaded it. The second one, which was, I think, an excellent save. As well. What did you think of the first, before we conceded the first goal? How did you think we were playing?
I thought first half in general we played quite well. When that first and second goal went in, our heads did seem to drop a bit. But I thought in general first half we were very good.
Yeah.
We were creating stuff. We were pressing high. There was a real sense of urgency. There was a couple of times in particular I noticed. I was going to mention this as well, but Josh Lauren misplaced a pass, and within seconds he was there winning that ball back. It wasn't even just him, but I'm going to single him out because it was the most noticeable one, because every single time he lost the ball, he worked his arse off and went and won it back. Up until that second goal, the tempo was just so high. Like, Stoke had absolutely nothing. We were pressing high, and we won the ball back. Mm-hmm. God knows how many times. But then mistakes get punished, and that's what we've been doing all season, punishing other teams' mistakes. And as soon as Stoke took the lead, they don't need to push for anything then. And you saw that, especially in the last 15, 20 minutes. They had 10 men behind the ball. And they very, very effectively shut out the game.
And I think Stoke were very clever in their game management as well. Let's go into the goals. I don't want to, but we're going to have to. Let's get into the goals. So the first goal that was crossed into the box, Estevez headed it out. Back where it literally come from. I understand what he did. I get what he did, because I've done that several times, and I get what he did. I know that sometimes you're not allowed to do that, but I get what he did. I don't think it was a major fault that they made a mistake, but I don't think it was a major fault. The thing that annoyed me the most, the thing that I don't think people picked up the most, or I noticed it more than the Estevez mistake, was when the ball was coming back out from Estevez's header, and the player, is it Tyrese Campbell that scored, I think his name was, because he looks like an absolute fucking quality player this year. He looks like a really good player this year for Stoke. When the ball come out to him, if Moore was in the team, if Yeardon was around that area, or Morrison, they would have blocked it, thrown their throw themselves at the ball. And what I saw was Gibson just trying to stick a leg out. And that's the thing that annoyed me the most, was just the laziness of that of the conceding of that goal. On two ends, I think the defending on that was just shocking. But that's what I got. That's what I took away from that. What did you do?
I think it was just unfortunate, really. Mm-hmm. There's not really much anyone could have done about it. It just generally a bit of a shit show in that sense. The cross come in, Estevez should have dealt with it better, but it happens.
Yeah. I've done it.
He's going to learn from it. You see, don't know if you watched the Sky coverage, but they went on to him, and you could see in his face he knows he fucked up.
Talking of Sky, why is it with Reading play they bring on two absolute bellends? We had Matt Mills against Coventry, and then we had Sean fucking Morrison. I don't mind Sean Morrison because he pisses where he wants, but at the same time, anyway. All right, so let's talk about the second goal. It was poor from the first second it left Raphael's boot.
Yeah.
As soon as it left Raphael's boot, I've gone, shit. This is not.
I agree with what they said on Sky again. You have fans in the stadium, it's a different situation. If you had fans in the stadium behind the goal, and you've got that behind him, he puts his foot through that. He's not trying that cheeky 25, 30 yard chip pass. It was just very, very poor.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Or he does it better.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one. Yeah. All right. And do you know what? And I'm not a big fan of him, but he does get goals. Stephen Fletcher just was there, And that comes with experience, with his experience before. He knew what was going to happen as soon as the goalkeeper left his foot and he saw the Stoke player go. He knew what he needed to do, and he did it. And it was a good finish.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this as well, and I said this on Instagram Live, and I'm not going to go in on the length of the rant that I went on Instagram Live. I'm basically going to say, if you're going to criticize Gibson after one game that you guys think is poor, for me, I think he played well. If you're going to criticize Tom McIntyre for playing poorly after one game, where was the criticism for Raphael then? Where was the criticism for Yidom? Where was the criticism?
I'm going to say as well, to sort of further on that about Gibson, other than the goal, what exactly did he do wrong?
You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. I mean, he had that chance at the back post. He probably could have done a bit better. But again, that comes with experience. You don't expect a centre-back to be in that position to, like...
No, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I said this last night, and I think our fans are becoming... I don't know whether it's the lockdown fans that has made our fans, or we're noticing it more. But during this time, over the past few weeks, since we started losing, you've seen the idiots come out of the woodwork. The special ones. The Mourinhos, but not in the good way. You've got the absolute idiots that are coming out saying, this is shit, we're awful, we're crap. How are we doing it? How are we doing? Right, let's look at this logically. At the start of the season, after 11 games,
People's stat pad, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You guarantee there's a lot of them that don't even watch the games and just look at the stats.
Oh, no, I agree with you. And do you know what makes it funny as well? Is if I turn around to you at the start of this season and I said to you, after 11 games, 11 or 12 games, I think we're on 11. It is 11 games, isn't it? Yeah. After 11 games, we will have 22 points, 1 point clear on the top. Yeah, we may have a dip of 3 games without a win, but we went 8 games of only conceding 1 goal and winning 7 of them. Am I the only one who would just snap that out of their hand?
No, not at all. It says a lot at the fact that we've just picked up 0 points in 3 games and we're still top.
No, yeah.
And you know, I was saying this yesterday. I completely agree. But international break has come at the perfect time.
Yes.
Now we're going to see Elise get the rest he needs, and hopefully after the international break for the next game against Bournemouth on the Saturday, 12:30 kickoff, by the way, Mark, because I'm saying now because I'll forget.
Yeah, so will I.
But yeah, so we'll have a rested and fully fit Elise. Hopefully Ajari is back. Hopefully Moore's back. Hopefully Mayfield's back. And obviously Swift is going to be out till Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But that team yesterday, we were missing five creative players.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. When I looked at that team, I was like, okay, good. That could be good defensively for us if we shut up shop. That could be good because we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players on that pitch that are defensive minded, and I'm like, okay, that'd be quite good to do. And I thought that I could see the frustration of Reading fans saying we're playing well but we're not winning, and I get that when we are playing well, and I was enjoying the football we played in the first 15-20 minutes against Stoke. I was really enjoying it. I thought we played really well. The thing that annoyed me the most is when that third goal went in, was the amount of abuse that Lewis Gibson got. And people go, if you're in that situation, why would you as a defender go back to your keeper? I'm a defender. So for me...
I go back to the keeper.
Yeah. My instinct is if I've got to header it somewhere and there's nowhere to go, I'm not going to header it out because they can instantly just get the ball back, throw it down and get a goal. My instinct is if there's nowhere to go and I can't let it bounce, I have to go back to the goalkeeper because that's the only way he could put his foot through it. But my instinct is to go back to the goalkeeper to start the process again.
It's one of them. He either has to go back to the keeper or put it out.
Yeah. And I think he made the wrong choice. Yeah. Maybe he should have gone out, but at the same time,
I don't even think that. There's one player behind him. He gets proper connection on that to Raphael. It's a different story.
It would have been still 2-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the issue is I don't think we've been poor. I don't think Gibson should be.
They just punished our mistakes.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
They done what we done all season.
Yeah, they only had 3 shots on target as well.
Yeah. Oh, Bale starts today.
I wonder if your mate will talk about
that. He tweeted after the game, didn't he? I told you.
I don't know.
I saw his tweet. Pissed me off, so I ignored it. But that's one of the things I don't get as well, is we've all baited at that podcast as well, and I brought him on to have a chat with him. He's been on Elm Park Royals more times than he's knitted his own fucking underwear. What? Oh no, it was a saying.
You just said that he's knitted his own underwear.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I started it and I was like, I can't stop. I could, but I just didn't want to. So 3-0 loss, which means 9. Oh fuck me, we conceded 9 goals in 3 games. I think it was. As you said before, international break has come at the perfect time. But then at the same time, you look at the table, we're 1 point behind in front of Watford, Norwich, 2 points in front of Bournemouth and Bristol, 3 points ahead of Swansea. Middlesbrough are now up there in the top 7 with Stoke at top 8. Millwall and Luton are top 10. Brentford are 11th. Not surprised, to be honest. So the international breaks come at the right time. Okay, then. So if you were I asked Adam this on the Instagram live, and I'm going to ask you this as well. If you were Paunovic and you had 2 weeks now through this international break, we've got no players. I think only the under 18s and 20s have got players going on international duty for the under 18s, 19s for England. Estevez is going away with the Portugal under 20s. What would you do for the next 2 weeks?
What would I do?
Yeah. What would be your main focus? Top 3 focuses that you would do for the next 3 weeks?
I would rest. I would focus on getting some players back.
Is it becoming an issue now that we get so many players injured all the fucking time?
No, I don't think so. We're just unfortunate with timing. In other seasons, we've had one of them out. Like, for example, you've got Swift and Ajaria. For the last couple of seasons, we've had Ajaria out, but Swift is there. We've had Swift out, but Ajaria is there. Mm-hmm. We've had Zhao is out, Puskas has stepped in. We've never. This is the first time in sort of 3 or 4 years now that I can remember that it's been a proper injury crisis. Mm-hmm. And we're just unfortunate with timings. If we had split it out, say we've got Swift out till Christmas now, and then if this happened in January or February where Ajaria was out for 4 or 5 weeks, but we had Swift, it would be a different story. Mm-hmm. It just comes down to luck. And like we kind of saw yesterday, on another day, Semedo buries that chance and we go 1-0 up. It's a different game. Same with Coventry a couple of weeks ago. On another day, Zhao scores that opportunity he had in the first few minutes. It's a different game. It's just luck, and unfortunately, last 3 games, we haven't had the luck.
Okay, I want to ask you a question that I saw that A.D. Williams tweeted out after the game. And he said that Paunovic made the mistake for the starting 11. It was his fault why we lost the game. Do you agree with that?
Yes and no. Because team selection, there wasn't really much else he could have done. What would he have done differently? Mm-hmm. And obviously he picks the team. But on the other hand, as a manager, you can only do so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't think he was at fault.
No, I wouldn't say he was at fault either.
Because I think...
It's one of them. We played well.
Yeah.
On a different day, we take the chances.
I think the only thing that I would have done is maybe leave Tom McIntyre in to try and redeem himself. I said on the podcast on Friday. But at the same time, Gibson played really well. So, for me...
Yeah.
I don't see an issue.
Also, on the other hand, is Gibson's been here for how long now? And that was his first minutes.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And that was the one thing that I think I just think it was just the end product that just let us down. I saw someone criticise Joe as well, saying, I get why Sheffield Wednesday are moaning about him. He plays 5 games, goes missing for 10. Well, actually, he scored 9 goals in 9 games, and he's been missing for 2. Well, he hasn't scored in 2. So, if you're going to do stats like that, get him fucking right. That pisses me off. But I'm becoming a grumpy old man. I've just realised I'm not becoming.
On the other hand, you say 9 in 9, but that includes a hat trick against Colchester, a brace against someone else.
Scored against Coventry. Scored against...
I'm going to get it up quick and actually look properly.
But yeah, so I think the criticism of Joe is out of order. He's the only one scoring. He can't score every fucking shot he has. So
a goal against Coventry, a goal against Blackburn, a goal against Rotherham, a goal against Wickham, nothing against Middlesbrough, didn't play against Watford, a goal against Cardiff, nothing against Barnsley, a goal against Derby, a hat-trick against Colchester. So to be fair, he has scored in every game he's played in, apart from 1, 2, 3, 4.
Unbelievable stats, to be honest. Let's be honest. You get that's the top 5 striker, I think. If we look at it properly like that. But yeah, so now we're going to move on and just give you a little heads up of what's coming over the next week now. Because of the international break, we are going to be doing tomorrow for you guys. Listen to this, is the first ever wrestling podcast where we just introduce ourselves. On Wednesday is the Premier League podcast where me and Ryan or me and someone will sit down. What have you seen?
Huh? No, I'm just watching that Lookman penalty again.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it. I feel bad for Fulham.
I've just seen from the actual camera angle. All you can see is him do it, and then Tom Carney's just stood behind him like that.
But yeah, no. So you've got Premier League podcast Wednesday for you guys. Nothing Thursday. We have a special guest coming Friday with me and Adam, where we're going to sit down with him, talk about Reading and that stuff. Next week, we're going to discuss, because of international break, Monday, we will be sitting down with Courtney and Ryan, and I'm thinking, it's not set in stone yet, I'm thinking of doing a quiz of doing a quiz of the past month of what's happened, since the start of the season to now. We might do a little pub quiz sort of thing. But we'll see. And then we'll do the Wednesday podcast. We will be discussing England. We'll have an England podcast just to discuss about all the games they played over the Nations League, because they've got Iceland and Belgium to come, and then they've got the international friendly against Ireland, I think. They got that as well. And then the next Friday will be the build-up to the Bournemouth game, where we will be discussing that. So it'll be me and Ryan, maybe someone else, maybe not. I very highly doubt it. We'll be sitting down, building up to the Bournemouth game, what we can expect, any news or team news or anything that's happened over the past 2 weeks of the international break. We will bring to you that game before that game as well. So thank you so much for joining. I know this was a very much a different and a quick podcast, but we discussed what we need to discuss, and we're not going to drag it on. So, and it's a Sunday, and I'm fucking knackered. So
Remembrance Sunday.
exactly. So we have put a poppy on our logo as well. Oh, Thank you for that. It's got nothing to do with Remembrance Sunday. Friday at 5:30, 5 o'clock. 5:30, one of them. Whatever time I could be asked to get around to do it is one of them. We will be releasing the new designs and new brand for this podcast. We've been discussing it for a while. And then I just went, fuck it in the bucket and do it.
Screw it, I decide.
Yeah, we discussed it for a while. We wanted to, so I'll give you an inkling of what we've done, but I'm not going to say it. Basically, what we've done is I've had a look around at the other Reading podcasts, until one of them blocked us because he's a sad little pussy. I had to put a dig in. I haven't said anything for so long. But I had a look around at all of them, and basically, we all look the same. Tyler Sten look like the same, like the Idiots, and the Idiots look like the same as BBC Sounds. It's this as AD Williams' podcast. We all have the same type of thing, but I want us to be different. That's the reason why we're spreading open to go into a wrestling podcast. Where if anyone's listening to this and you have a very much knowledge of Formula One, let me know. And I'm happy if you want to come on weekly as well. We could set that up and we could do a weekly podcast talking about Formula One. If you're also interested in NFL, please let me know as well, because I have some knowledge, not a lot of it, but we need people that have expert-ish knowledge that will be able to help us to go into a little bit more depth of things. So if you've got interest in that, let me know as well. And we could discuss arrangements of you coming onto the podcast as well and doing it weekly with us to build up to things. And if we get enough people that are interested, we might, depends on how tired I get, we might do a live stream on YouTube while watching Super Bowl.
Bloody hell.
I know.
You're brave.
I know. I'm really hoping the halftime show this year is someone like Shakira and Jennifer Lopez again.
Well, it won't, because that was last year.
I know, but that was like my childhood dreams, just all in one. It was like the greatest thing. It's like my teenage dreams all come true. A bit creepy that was, wasn't it? But if you're interested in that as well, please come and let me know, and we will do something. We will get stuff done for you as well. But yeah, we want to change the brand of this podcast. We don't want to be compared to anyone. We don't want us to be the same as other people as well. So we will be changing, not completely, but there will be elements that we will be changing and elements we're bringing in. So it's a big deal for us. Probably not for you guys, but it is for us because it's starting for us to be on our own. So yes, thank you ever guys so much for watching. DM me if you would like to come aboard more. We will bring you on. I'm happy to bring you on as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the wrestling podcast. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I can't find the stop button. Oh, there it is. Bye.